is not Guyanese. He's not. He's not African. You know, people misconstrued what he said about his father flying from Ghana, and so everybody just decided that no, Michael B. Jordan's roots is in Louisiana, just like mine's. Michael B. Jordan was born in Santa Ana and moved to New Jersey. His father is FBA, but nevertheless, it isn't about that. I'll probably do a video about that later on. All right. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about the subject at hand, which is Ryan Garcia, Lyin crying racist Ryan Garcia, clout chasing Terrence Crawford again, trying to discredit Terrence Crawford. Um, Basically, he tried to say Terrence Crawford was a bum. He didn't really fight anybody, and he's saying that he would beat the hell out of Terrence Crawford in a fight. Not even Ryan Garcia believes that. Ryan Garcia is just basically clout chasing. I guarantee you, if Terrence Crawford called this bluff, which I wouldn't call Ryan Garcia bluff because Ryan Garcia might be trying to talk his way into a payday. But Ryan Garcia has never fought at 154, only has one fight at 147. Terrence Crawford fought at 147 4 years. He fought at 147 for around four, about, about 4 or 5 years. And Ryan Garcia need to be worried about the other 147 pounders. And the question is, can he beat any of those dudes? Can he beat Brian Norman Jr.? Can he beat Devin Haney without PEDs? He already lost to Rolly. He ducked a rematch. He fought the weakest link at 147. Let's just keep it a buck. So, with that being said, he need to quit basically trying to psych himself up. Maybe he's on that. Maybe he was coming off a high. Maybe he was high before he did the interview. So let's not play the games that, dude be sitting up there clout chasing. First of all, to say that he beat Errol Spence after he got into a car accident, and I'm so tired of people using that excuse. All you Errol Spence apologists didn't have no problem fight when it was signed, but then as soon as the fight happens and Terrence Crawford floor with Errol Spence, all of a sudden, then the car accident comes into play. And what? None of y'all talked about that car accident when y'all was accusing Terrence Crawford. Oh, he's ducking Errol Spence. Oh, he needs to do this. He needs to do that. Take what they give you and all that. I know now y'all offer that tip now, but I remember a lot of y'all was that he need to take whatever and Errol Spence is the A side and all that kind of stuff. So man, get out of here with that bullshit. Here's the thing, Ryan. You couldn't have beat no version of Errol Spence. And let's just keep it a buck. Ryan Garcia couldn't have beat any of the dudes that Terrence Crawford fought at 147. He couldn't have beat Sean Porter. He couldn't have beat Jeff Horn. He wouldn't have beat the Mean Machine. He wouldn't have beat that. No, it was for real. He wouldn't have beat Spence. So he definitely can't do anything with with Terrence Crawford. All of those dudes would have beat Ryan Garcia, and they would have beat him soundly. Probably them out. Mean Machine would have knocked Ryan Garcia next week. Jeff Horn would have stopped him. I mean, let's real. And then there's no guarantee that he could. And I think Ryan Garcia wouldn't have beat some of the people that he fought at the lower weight classes. I don't think he would have beat Prescott. I don't think he would have, for real. Ryan Garcia got speed, but then there's things you see that he still hasn't corrected, which would have been detrimental if he would have fought some of the dudes that Terrence Crawford fought. So please, let's stop with this BS. Please stop with the Ryan Garcia. And it's really sad when I hear black people trying to basically cave for Ryan Garcia. There should be no black person that should support Ryan Garcia in any type of capacity after what he said about George Floyd and what he said about black people. That's just real talk. So somebody has to say this. And to say that his resume isn't that good, Ryan, your resume is trash. And like I said, you needed PEDs to beat Devin Haney. No matter how much people want to try to pretend the PEDs ain't a factor and try to play stupid with people, that's like saying the PEDs give you an advantage. And for all these people that say PEDs don't help you win fights and all that type of shit, I guarantee you'll change your tune if you fight a dude that's on PEDs and lose the fight. It betters your chances, makes you hit harder. That's like saying stacked gloves don't give you an advantage. There's not a guarantee, but it will give you an advantage. It could better your chances. So please stop with that. All this stuff about Ryan Garcia taking these fake lie detector tests. Wait a minute, Ryan, you could have took a lie detector test when you were first when you first popped dirty, first accused of using PEDs. All this kind of stuff set up here and be coming up with these ridiculous conspiracy theories, and all of your lies have been debunked. You tried to put it on the supplement companies until basically they threatened legal action against you. You tried to put it on everybody. You tried to put it on this dude named Scooter. And like I said, because you're not man enough. Man, what's going on, Drew? Oh, Drew, I'm gonna have to call you because something might be on the cards. So I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll tell you what's up. So yeah, but I'm just tired of people playing stupid. Like I said, man, Ryan Garcia couldn't beat Bud on his worst day. And the thing is that we keep like we keep letting this goofball get away with this stuff. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Ryan Garcia do not want to compare his resume to Terrence Crawford. It's just laughable. Okay, you didn't got put on your ass quite a few times. You've been hurt in fights very badly. Once again, you fought a Mario Barrios who had a life and death battle with Manny Pacquiao. Had been dropped in maybe three of his last four fights. Okay, you don't want to run down Mario Barrios' resume and then your resume and compare notes because you will come out looking very stupid. Do not try to insult people's intelligence. The only people right now that's sitting up here co-signing Ryan Garcia and his foolishness is a bunch of these handkerchief head, butter biscuit eating ass coons. And you know who they are. And my thing is, where is, and I gotta say this, where is Shakur Stevenson? Where is Keyshawn Davis? Because Keyshawn Davis, he don't have no problem. He don't have no problem going back and forth with black people. Problem going back and forth with black people, among other things he allegedly is doing. You know why? Where is he at? Why ain't they like checking this dude? And then they be calling it. And I saw Keyshawn calling Brian Garcia bro, sickening. When I say that's disgusting, calling somebody like Ryan Garcia bro, sickening. So I need y'all to help me understand something. Why did this dude keep getting away with this? And this is why he called himself King Rye, because for some reason he got this notion that he got this type of dominion over black people. But then again, the way black people be, basically being cool with this dude and aligning themselves to him, like taking pictures. Listen, I already said this about Ryan Garcia. If I happen to be somewhere and he shows up, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I don't want to have nothing to do with that dude. Like I said, first of all, I have a son. I got a 27-year-old son. Okay, if I heard somebody say something about my son, and I'm glad he's still here, but imagine you being a family member of George Floyd and you hearing that goofball, and I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, it was the drugs and and all this kind of stuff, and he was going through a traumatic experience. And wait a minute, and isn't Ryan Garcia? I thought Ryan Garcia's mother was 2 years could go any day. Isn't his mother still around? So that's what I'm saying. This is how this dude plays. The man is a weirdo. The man is a weirdo. I mean, he the type of person, he got grocery store incident written all over him. If you catch my drift, I'm just saying. I have no desire to talk to that dude. I don't care if I am a credential media member. Doesn't man, it doesn't make sense for me to talk about that. And he basically then sat up there and he didn't disrespect people saying that, oh, ain't nobody gonna do something. Ain't nobody gonna do anything about it. I don't care. And basically, a lot of these dudes proved this point. And then the fact that you got these cornballs trying to use religion to try to, give him a pass, man, I hear that stuff. Don't try to use religion to disguise you being a punk and a coward and a sissy. Let's just keep it 100. We got too much of that foolishness out there. And don't give me that stuff about, oh man, you should live with it. Yeah, man, get out of here, man. Get out of here. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't hear that stuff. A lot of these dudes, this new generation, these dudes is cowards. And I'm gonna say something else. Why ain't these dudes riding for Blueface, trying to get that man his money from that Ross dude? But then again, I'm gonna say this on a side note. That's what y'all get for going on those type of platforms. Going on those platforms with those dudes that don't like black people, that are racist, and that try to capitalize off black culture. And I'm gonna say this again: there ain't no such thing as no N-word pass. There ain't none of that stuff. We got to go back to gatekeeping, and that's just the bottom line. We need to, we need to basically close the gate and put a chain around it like Joe Clark. And if we see people like Aiden Ross and the DJ Vlads of the world, what's them other dude? What's the other dude? Adam 22. We need to be like Joe Clark with the bullhorn yelling code 10, code 10. Real talk. Because it's not enough of that going around. We need, for real, all that N-word pass and all that stuff is stupid, is lame, and we ain't going for it no more. We are revoking your N-word pass. You start calling us that N-word and using that one with the A. I don't care whether it got the A or the R in it. I'm gonna start calling you out your name. I'm gonna call you whatever derogatory term for whatever ethnic group you identify with. I'm gonna start calling you a derogatory term for real. Your N-word pass is over. You ever refer to me as that and you don't have melanin in you, it's gonna be bad. Can't promise you, but it's just time to return fire. Like I said, this dude sit up here, and then the thing is, Ryan Garcia loved saying this in front of black people, because the panel he was on, I don't even know who the hell he was talking to, and sat up and said that to them. He would have never talked like that about Terrence Crawford while I was sitting there. Because I would have had Ryan Garcia looking stupid. That dude done got away far too long with disrespecting us. He ain't got away far too long with trying to disrespect, legends in the game. Bud is a legend whether you like him or not. And that's just real talk. He's a legend. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has nothing to prove. I know that some of y'all, Latinos, and particularly Mexicans, is still willing over the fact how bad he beat Canelo up. He made it look easy. I know some of y'all are still disappointed about that, but hey, I'm not going to tell you to get over it. Maybe it should stay in y'all head forever. Maybe it should stay in y'all head forever, seeing how easily Bud went in there and beat him. Canelo didn't even win no more than 2 rounds in that fight. You'll be generous to say that he won. You'll be generous to say that he won 3 or 4 rounds in that fight. Bud clearly won that fight. So at the end of the day, I know that you're scrambling and trying to discredit Bud. Listen, I don't agree with everything Bud do. I don't like the fact that Bud go on those platforms like Aiden Ross and some of those other platforms, but that's up to his people, his management group, his handlers. They need to do more research. Because, like I said, Aiden Ross is a dude that's always trying to look for a viral moment. Just like he was sitting up snooping, trying to get information out of Shakur Stevenson when he was asking about Bill and all this stuff. Oh, how does he make his money? That's some straight police stuff. Straight police stuff. And like I said, somebody should have been said something to that clown. That's the difference between me and these other dudes. See, they not ever gonna invite me on those type of platforms because I would make the situation very uncomfortable to where you have to adjust the collar on your shirt or unbutton your button up shirt because I would make the situation very hot and uncomfortable. See, them dudes be too nice to those type of dudes. That's why they don't invite me on those type of panels because I'm not one to shy away and I'm not one to bite my tongue. Sorry. Especially when you invite me on those platforms when you try to openly try to be disrespectful towards me and, my people. Like I said, I'm one of the only people that's out there in the field that's really out there like being myself. And I'm gonna say this again, I done gave way too many of these fighters a pass. But it's cool. I'm always conduct myself in a professional manner unless they disrespect me. But it is gonna get to that point to where I'm gonna have to flex a little bit. It's gonna be bend but don't break. But yeah, Ryan Garcia trying to compare himself to Terrence Crawford. No, Ryan Garcia is looking for a payday, and he's basically attaching himself to Terrence Crawford because really he has nothing going on. Because at the end of the day, he got caught in a lie. First, he said he was willing to fight at a catchweight. Now, all of a sudden, he doesn't want to fight at a catchweight. But that's what Ryan does. But people be soft shoeing it with him, and they need to be calling him a clown, calling him for what he really is. He's a clown. He's a clout chaser. And like I said before, Mister Two for One. That's Ryan Garcia's name. Mister Two for One. Mister Half Off. Mister I made it. Mister Upgrade. When you get to the arena, that fight that fight with Mario Barrios was not sold out. The last couple of days they were offering some websites was offering 2 for 1 tickets. Some were offering 50% off. Ryan Garcia's tickets was getting sold for $15 by the time by the time fight week came around because nobody wasn't buying them tickets. And then the people that actually bought tickets, they got upgraded. When they walked in, they got upgraded because because it was a pay-per-view event and they wanted to make it look like the arena was. There's a lot of tricks to make it look like stadiums have more people than what really than who really shows up. Trust me, you can't tell me nothing because I done covered over like can't even remember how many fights I didn't covered. I didn't covered over like 30 fights. So I know what's done. I know how they do it. If the fight doesn't sell good or certain sections of the fight doesn't sell good due to the fact that it's a pay-per-view event, they will upgrade you. They will have people that will say, hey, take these tickets, give me your tickets for upstairs and go downstairs. You know how I know? Because that's what they did with Pacquiao and Ugas. They upgraded us. We had upper deck tickets and they upgraded us to the lower level, gave us some real good seats. And they did the same thing with Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. So I'm just giving y'all a reel on what be going on and stuff. These mugs be lying to y'all and stuff. You notice they never announced what was the official attendance for Ryan Garcia and and Mario Barrios. Yeah. And Ryan Garcia, his last fight without Devin Haney being attached to it, sold like 8,000 tickets in Houston. So Ryan Garcia did not have a big fan base. If he fights Devin Haney, most of the people will either be there to watch Devin Haney or they'll be there to watch Devin Haney lose. They won't be coming for Ryan Garcia. So therefore, Therefore, it'll still be a Devin Haney crowd, whether it's anti-Devin Haney or pro-Devin Haney. Devin Haney has been proven that he can headline fights and sell tickets. I was at his fight in San Francisco. I was at the fight. I was at the fight at the Chase Center because they originally only set out to make 10,000 tickets available for the event at the Chase Center, but then the first 10,000 tickets sold so well, they opened up extra sections. They opened up the upper deck, so I know how it works. But yeah, Ryan Garcia is a complete clown. He's a complete clown, and that's just the bottom line. The man can't, on his best day, couldn't beat Bud. Bud could come out of retirement right now and he would beat the brakes off of Ryan Garcia. He would retire Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia would never fight again. And Ryan Garcia, that's basically what he's doing. Ryan Garcia basically attaching himself to Bud, basically trying to keep himself relevant because we already know boxing is has really been basically is comes to whatever going on with Devin Haney. Devin Haney don't even have Devin Haney, even when he isn't fighting, people making videos about Devin Haney. So Devin is the real face of boxing. It's not Tank. It's not Canelo. Who making videos about Canelo? Nobody. Who been keeping boxing afloat? Who been keeping boxing afloat when there isn't even any big events going on? Who keeps the algorithm going? Devin, Bill. Because whenever you make a video titled Devin Haney this, people gonna watch it, whether they like Devin Haney or not. So just keeping it real. Anyway, you guys gotta go to the gym. I'm out.